What's up, ladies? I am so excited to be doing this video because I got a lot of great feedback on if I should create this video, and a lot of you guys are excited about it. So that makes me more excited about shooting this video and also a little bit nervous of like, is this gonna be a good video, or are you guys gonna like it or whatever. So, with that being said, we are going to be talking about the 5 ways. Sorry, my notes are down here, so if I keep looking down here, that's why. So, we're going to be talking about the 5 subtle yet not subtle ways that childhood trauma can still be very present in our day-to-day adult life. Now, I'm not saying that you can only have trauma in your childhood. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just this video is about those. Bleh. I have something in my mouth. Bleh. So, this video is going to be about things in our adult life that we're not too sure where it came from or why it's happening. And it just seems that, we've kind of always done this and we just don't know why. Well, here it is. Here is all of the deets of why we do what we do and what could cause it. So, to jump in, we're going to be just talking about overthinking. Now, have you ever been in a circumstance or situation of where you feel like you need to say thank you, but the person never did anything for you? Like, let me think of a good, well, not even that they may have done something for you. They may have made you breakfast or bought you a present, and you say thank you, very generous, the first time, and then maybe a couple hours later, you say thank you again. And then maybe the next day you say, oh, thank you so much for that gift you got me yesterday, or thank you so much for taking out the garbage yesterday. You just say thank you way more often than the normal person would. And for me, in my journey of healing and everything, and going to EMDR and therapy, my therapist has told me that the reason why we tend to do that is because at some point in your life, someone told you you were very ungrateful, you never say thank you, you're such a you're so spoiled, you're a spoiled brat, like, so that makes us as children be like, oh my god, I have to say thank you 1,000 times more than the average person. So we grow up, and that just becomes our normal. So the second way that our childhood trauma can sneak into our adulthood is over apologizing. Who here has always felt like if you apologize, you will be able to calm everybody else down? If you apologize, you will be able to just fix the energy in the room, because the energy is just not, it just doesn't feel right. So if you apologize, then everything will be a-okay. For me, over apologizing has just been a way of apologizing for existing. I'm I'm sorry I put the recycle in the trash bin. I'm sorry that I left my shoes near the door. I'm sorry that I got stupid drunk last night. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Why are we apologizing for being human? Other people get overly drunk. Other people leave their shoes um by the door. Other people sometimes mistake the recycle for the trash, but yet you don't see them overly apologizing. You don't see them going out of their way to make sure everybody else is okay. That brings me into my third topic of people pleasing. My arm's getting tired. This is what happens when you have none of your equipment because it's all in storage, so you have to do it by hand. People pleasing. Going through childhood trauma and always, not always, but very often having to be the calming to the storm, as people may say, is just a way of coping with people not being mad at you. Because if people are mad at you, then something bad's gonna happen. Either there's gonna be screaming, yelling, there's gonna be stuff thrown across the room. So, growing up into adulthood, we are not taught that yes, it's okay to be generous and to be kind, but as childhood trauma survivors, we tend to amp that up to a level 100, and we over we over extend ourselves to where we end up not having anything left for ourselves. So the third and most common one is misplaced memories. Now, what do I mean by that? Have you ever been talking to your therapist or talking to a friend about the stuff that you went through, and for some reason you just cannot remember a part of a memory that was so poignant in your childhood? For example, before I went to EMDR, I knew that there was something off about whenever I talked about a certain guy in my life. I knew that there was something off, and I was never comfortable with talking about him, speaking his name, but I couldn't quite put my finger on why I felt that way. I always knew that whenever I wanted something, he would buy it for me. Whenever I was feeling down, he was always there for me. So I should feel good about this guy. I should feel happy and have happy memories about him. But for some reason, I just feel this ick inside of me whenever someone like brings him up. Well, this is so freaking common in early childhood trauma and even adult trauma, but like I said, we're only talking about early childhood trauma today. And that's because your brain is trying to protect you. I know that sounds crazy, but this is what my therapist told me. Your brain is wired for survival. So even though you've gone through all of this traumatic stuff in your life, your brain is trying to protect you, so it knows the difference between a good memory and a bad memory. And so your brain takes those bad memories and says, "Nah, girl, you do not have to remember this." So it just stores it away until you go to therapy or until another traumatic event. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're unlocking it in a safe space. But if not, some other triggers can unlock that trigger and you'll automatically remember what happened. But hopefully, like I said, you're doing this in EMDR because it can be traumatic for sure. So, with that said, your brain, like I said, knows right from wrong. So, if you don't remember something, or if you remember everything, you remember A, B, C, D, E, F, but for some reason you can't remember G, it's because your brain is trying to protect you and you are not ready to unlock whatever is behind that door. Number 4 is people pleasing. So this kind of goes with the rest of all of this, but basically we are taught in our childhood that if we please other people, if we make other people happy, then we will be safe, we will be loved, and we will be taken care of. So if there are some people who they don't get any praise or love or affection at home, but they do get praise and affection when they come home with all A's. So what do? They go to school and they work their butt off to try and get all A's. Now this is great, but what happens when you come home with a B or a B plus? You are automatically not loved because you are not getting any of the praise that you would be getting. Let's talk about how we frantically clean the house, because when we clean the house and we make the house spectacular and clean and just perfect, we come home, or our family comes home and says, "Oh my God, you did such a good job, you're amazing, you're such a good hard worker, you're amazing." But that's the only place that you get love and praise and kudos. So what do? You keep doing that because you are trying to please other people and you are trying to show other people, "Look, I am worthy of your love. Look, I am worthy of your acceptance." And that is very sad, and it bleeds into our adulthood. And when we're adults, we don't have someone else to be like, "Hey, this is wrong. Like, this is not how you should be feeling. You don't have to do anything to deserve my love." And unless you have a really good support team and support system around you, it's really hard to be like, "Wait, you mean I don't have to clean the house like a frantic lady to get your love? I don't have to scrub the floor to ask you to get you to buy me something? You mean I can just ask? What is this?" So that's another way that early childhood trauma can bleed into our adult life. And the 5th and final one, which I am still trying to work on myself, I am very bad at this, it is asking for help, right? So you are always there for others when they need help. You were the first person to raise your hand and be like, "I'll help you. What do you need? I got you. I'll run to the store for you. Oh, you're out of gas? Like, I'll go get you something. Oh, you're out of eggs? I'll go get you something. But as soon as you need help, you don't ask for help. You don't want to be a burden to anybody else, because so you stuff it down, or you move the couch on your own. My therapist told me a really good analogy for this, and it's actually, picture you're moving a couch, right? And it's a really heavy couch. And so you pick the couch up and it's just you. You pick the couch up and you're trying to move it. You do it, you move it. It takes you an hour or two to move that simple couch from room to room. But what happens when you ask your friend, hey, can you pick up the other side of this couch and help me move it to the other room? Boom. 2-3 minutes, maybe even less, right? It doesn't take as long. But yet for some reason, we don't feel worthy enough to ask for help from others because we don't feel like we deserve it. Make that make sense. Because I promise you that you're probably thinking, yeah, but I just don't deserve it. It makes sense to me. But put yourself in your daughter's shoes, or put yourself in your friend's shoes. And what would you say to them if they said the exact same thing you're saying right now? Oh, I don't deserve any help. Oh, I don't deserve someone else to help me with moving this couch. What would you say to them? Oh, you're right. You don't deserve it? Or, girl, shut up. Let me help you. So just think of that next time you are stuffing down, needing to ask for help. Just a thought. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. I hope that it gave you some insight, some clarity, and some just peace with yourself of, okay, I'm on this healing journey and where I am is okay. I know I'm going to get better and life is going to get better. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. So don't forget to subscribe down below, and we will see you guys in the next video. Mwah!